The timing of a powerful cold front is likely to bring elevated rain and even storm chances to our area on Christmas Day. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi, my friends. Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. We are your home for Caribbean weather. It's nice to see you for this latest video. Christmas is on the horizon and coming up. A really strong cold front likely to impact a lot of areas with rain, even some storms, and a heck of a lot of wind. We'll get into that, talk about the impactful weather we've had across the area today as well. As always, Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. They offer free consultation and policy reviews, and they're willing to walk you through that insurance claim process. All you have to do is go to leanonmelaw.com for more information. As always, love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments section below what's been happening in your area, what the weather has been like. We'll start off with the surface analysis. I'm going to switch over to the surface map where you will clearly see our cold front defined by that blue line. And that front continues to move to the south and east. There is a mid and upper level trough ahead of it. It's already promoting some shower activity for the Bahamas, portions of the Greater Antilles, and even into the Leeward Islands as well. We follow that boundary back into the Northwest Caribbean, which has kicked up some showers and even a few thunderstorms there. The numbers that you see are wind gusts in miles an hour. We'll start off in the Bahamas behind the front. The north winds pushing in. We've had 25, 30, 35 mile an hour winds in southern and south Florida today. How about central and south Florida, to go along with up to 40 mile an hour winds in the Freeport-Lucaya area of Grand Bahama. There is a gale warning in effect for the central, the northern, and the northwest Bahamas. Winds are whipping. Nassau, New Providence, a 30 mile an hour wind. Andros, about a 25 mile an hour wind. We have elevated sea conditions and long period swells in the open waters of the Atlantic, but even sheltered locations are dealing with some of this activity. As far as rain goes, it's going to be very limited in nature. We're not likely to have a lot of rain, but we could have a few passing showers with these northeasterly winds. The majority of that activity is likely to stay north and west into central Florida, but a couple of showers with the fast moving winds and the whipped up sea conditions are absolutely possible over the next couple of days. So it's a very active forecast. This is a live look to the Governor's Harbor area of Central Luther. As you guys know, we have our live cameras here at Meteo Mundo. Look at the palm trees swaying in that December breeze, my friends. Again, nearly 40 mile an hour wind gusts from time to time, churning up the sea conditions, and we'll get a brief passing shower moving through as well. We'll switch over to Long Island. Down here in the White House area, again looking off towards the west, a little bit more cloud coverage here in the central Bahamas late today again, so a little bit more clouds, few scattered showers. The breeze is still the big story. Now this boundary will continue to push its way off towards the south, and the farther south that you go, we've had just a little bit more lift in the atmosphere and a little bit more moisture. So Exuma, the Long Island area, as we just saw, on over towards places like the Rum Key area and San Salvador, and even into the Acklands, a couple of isolated showers underneath this. If nothing else, just a band of extra cloud coverage that will sink south as the boundary does. Look, this cold front is likely to try and get all the way down towards Puerto Rico as we get towards Christmas Day. So this will continue to be an impactful system for a lot of our area for the days leading up to Christmas itself, in the form of a lot of wind and some passing showers and even a few thunderstorms as well. Cuba has seen some showers and storms near the Cienfuegos area in association with that as well. We'll follow these brisk northerly winds to provide some passing showers for the Cayman Islands, Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac. Temperatures have been quite pleasant as well. We've had extra cloud coverage and some passing showers across portions of Jamaica. Again, limited moisture, but there's enough out there to produce a couple of scattered showers underneath some of this cloud activity. Port Antonio, Ocho Rios, nothing extremely concentrated for my friends in Jamaica, but certainly not a dry forecast. There have been pockets of heavy rain from time to time. If you guys live on Jamaica, you've had some of that activity, please let me know in the comments section below. We'll follow our northeasterly breeze all the way into the Gulf of Honduras, the Quintana Roo area as well. Merida, about a 35 mile an hour breeze. Most of this is onshore winds, a touch of an easterly component, so we're trying to slam in some moisture to Cancun and Cozumel, Tulum, all the way back down towards Belize City. This is the enhanced satellite imagery. It'll give us a little bit better idea where there's a few pockets of deeper moisture. You can see that here near the Gulf of Honduras, Utila, Roatan, Guanaja, little trough, little mid-level system promoting that. Again, this time of the year, you get these really subtle developments in the mid and the upper levels of the atmosphere that can take some of our tropical moisture and still lift it and produce some of the shower activity. There's a mid-level trough in the southwest Gulf, which has really kicked up some big-time thunderstorm activity. But that's all going to be west of our area. Switch back over to the high-resolution visible satellite imagery and work our way back off towards the east. So we're going to have some decent rain chances here the next couple of days for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We're going to see that across a lot of Hispaniola, up to the Turks and Caicos, including Grand Turk, where rain chances are likely to be elevated above average. They might be brisk, fast-moving showers, but it's not going to be a completely dry forecast, especially for the northern coastline of the Dominican Republic, from Puerto Plata to the Samana Peninsula and Punta Cana. Again, northeast winds taking the moisture, slamming it right along the coast. That's our best chance for showers. La Romana, San Pedro de Macorís, Santo Domingo, a few showers here, but just not as much. Then we get back over towards Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. It's a very interesting scenario that's developing here. You can't see it on the surface analysis, but there's cold air aloft. There is a huge trough in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere north of this area. So there's colder air, which is allowing there to be what we call steep lap rates. So you get showers that get lifted into the atmosphere, and there's enough instability where down the road, it might not just be some rain. It could even be a few rumbles of thunder in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands as we get closer to Christmas Day. It's been a breezy afternoon across San Juan. We're going to have small craft advisories. We're going to have some rip current risk and likely to see marine advisories for most of the Eastern Caribbean over the next several days. Shallow moisture is allowing a couple of showers to develop today in Anguilla, St. Martin, St. Bart's, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Barbuda, Montserrat. And again, it's localized, but underneath some of this cloud activity, we've had some decent downpours. This is a great video sent in by Garen Brown from the Nevis area yesterday, a wet, windy forecast. Again, as that moisture moves across the island, you get overcast skies, you get some winds that kick up to, 20, 25, even 30 miles an hour, and you get some brisk, brief, but certainly some brisk showers out there. Appreciate Garen sending in the video there from the Nevis area to help tell the weather story. All right, continuing to work our way south across the Lesser Antilles. Same situation for Guadeloupe and Dominica and Martinique. Again, we all have this northeast breeze and we all have shallow moisture to provide some showers and storms. Now, the farther south in the islands that you go, you're moving away from that mid and upper level lift with the trough to the north. So just not as much in the atmosphere to squeeze out some showers underneath our easterlies, but there's still going to be a chance. We're still going to see the same kind of marine advisories, some swells. That'll be an issue. There's currently marine advisories in effect for Barbados. And again, brisk east winds, a few scattered showers. But for the most part, you get farther south, like St. Lucia, the Corinth area, there's more sun than clouds overall. It's a beautiful late afternoon. The sun is setting right now, and the winds aren't as stiff outside, or at least as consistent. Fantastic shot there from the Crimson, St. Lucia area. Again, another live camera we have at Meteo Mundo. Give me that thumbs up if you appreciate some of these exclusive content areas that we could bring you guys. Back over to our enhanced satellite imagery. Can't rule out a couple of limited showers over Trinidad and Tobago with a bit of an east-northeast wind. Very isolated rain for Nueva Esparta. It has been a very windy day across the ABC Islands from time to time. We've had some fast-moving showers here, but it's relatively limited moisture, so we haven't had a ton of rain across Bonaire, Curacao, and Aruba, but we've had a few showers here and there. And you can see it's a little bit more of a murky sky. Kind of a very interesting sky right now. Live look at the Eagle Beach area of Oranjestad. Not bad for the beachgoers, though. Temperatures are still quite pleasant. And again, more sun than anything else. Friends, as we get into the forecast, I again really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for finding enough of this channel to continue to tune in and to continue to spend part of your days with me. Thanks for taking a quick second, hitting that like button and subscribing. Thank you for sharing this channel with your family and friends, and for those who are members as well. We have some really neat things coming up in 2026, and our members will be the first to hear about it through our exclusive member shorts. So if you want kind of the heads up as to some of the neat changes coming to the channel in 2026, make sure you become a member. Thank you also for the other ways to support the channel as well. All right, Christmas forecast time it is. Let's get into it. As I've mentioned, I'm just going to bring this front back on. It's just this blue line that you see here, guys, and it does extend farther to the east and west than what my system is showing you. But that line is going to be a huge factor in where we're going to have wind and rain as we get towards Christmas Day. For a lot of areas, more than not, we're going to have some decent impacts. Now, if you live in the southeast side of the Caribbean, not as impacted. Okay, if you live far enough south in Central America, you're not likely to be fairly impacted. But everyone else is likely to see some impacts from that front as it settles into our area. Unfortunately, the timing is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and a second front blasts through Bermuda to continue to provide them with fast showers and gale conditions. So we're going to have a fair amount of rain. And as I mentioned, in places like Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands and even Hispaniola and Turks and Caicos and the Southeast Bahamas, these areas have enough instability to produce not only showers, but even a couple of rumbles of thunder. Do not be surprised if Santa might be fighting an isolated thunderstorm to deliver the presents this year. So again, is it a washout? No. But some of the things I've been looking at, the models, even some of the weather discussions, can't rule out areas of isolated flood potential. It's not significant, but could there be pockets of heavy rain and a couple of inches in one day, 2 to 3 inches, 50 to 75 millimeters? It's not out of the question. So if you do live from, let's say, Cat Island and Exuma south towards the Acklins and Turks and Caicos, southeast Cuba, portions of Jamaica, but especially on over towards Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the Leeward Islands, get prepared for a fairly active next couple of days, right? Rain chances will be higher than average. Some of that rain could be heavy at times, still fast moving, right? Variably cloudy. There will be some sunshine here and there. I want to be clear, this is not a washout forecast, but as I let this model loop, you can clearly see there's a fair amount of green on this map. And as we go through Tuesday into Wednesday, Christmas Eve, and Thursday, Christmas Day itself, that green stays with us. Again, that trough to the north and our front pushing off towards the south. So San Juan and places like St. Croix and St. Thomas and St. John and Jost Van Dyke and Anegada will see good shower chances for both Wednesday and Christmas Day. Leeward Islands will be included in that as well. Anguilla, Antigua Barbuda, St. Bart, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Montserrat. More scattered rain for Guadeloupe, Dominica, and Martinique, and then more isolated for St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago. More dry hours than not, and the showers that develop will be fairly light and moving very quickly. Nueva Esparta will be included in that, and just a few brief showers for the ABC Islands through Christmas Day. Still have a monsoon trough in the southern sides of Central America, so limited or scattered showers will be developing every day for Panama and Costa Rica. A little bit more limited up towards Nicaragua, but you get far enough north near our cold front that will be stalling out. Look at the green on the map. And again, even for places like Belize City and the Bay Islands of Honduras, I can't rule out a brief rumble of thunder, which means there could be pockets of heavier rain. Wouldn't be changing any plans to be outdoors, but just be aware that it's not going to be a fantastic forecast. And again, the winds will be up, so mariners, our boaters, need to be pretty cautious outside. Even up towards Cancun, Cozumel, and the Tulum areas, scattered showers are likely to continue. Moisture is a little bit more limited here. The front should be south of the area by Christmas Day, but close enough proximity where it will not be completely dry. Cayman Islands rain chances will stay, in the moderate category. The one thing that I expect for Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and the Northwest Caribbean in general is a lot of wind over the next couple days. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Now, the front moves south. Central, Southeast Bahamas, best chance for rain. Northern Bahamas, Grand Bahama, Eleuthera, the Abacos, New Providence, Bimini will begin to dry out. But northerly winds will persist and they'll be on the stronger side. These gale warnings may not go anywhere the next couple of days. And then a brisk front moving in on Christmas Eve will bring good rain chances and some strong winds to Bermuda, hopefully quieting down a little bit as we get into Christmas Day itself. Looking at these wind vectors, So again, pinks are winds of around 25 miles an hour. Might take a second here to completely load up. You get into the whites and you're over 30 miles an hour. And let me be clear, these are sustained winds. So as this boundary begins to come down tomorrow and into Christmas Eve, the winds will really be freshening up across this area and then stay fairly windy through Christmas Eve evening, hopefully relaxing a bit on Christmas Day. Same situation through most of the Eastern Caribbean as well. That next powerful cold front blasts through Bermuda, takes a very vigorous mid-level low east of the area. Hopefully winds will die down a little bit on Christmas Day there, but you know, this is a good band of moisture and wind associated with that boundary. So let's get into the forecast, my friends, for the Northwest Bahamas through this period, north of the front, drier air, but windy with gale warnings. So keep that in mind, 20% chance through Christmas Day. Central and Southeast Bahamas, best chances tomorrow, then a little bit drier Wednesday, Thursday as the front continues to push south and far enough south where you get dry enough there to have limited rain chances. Best chance for Turks and Caicos, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Cuba's rain chances highest tomorrow on Christmas Eve, 30% chance Christmas Day. Cayman Islands rain chances again aren't significantly high, should be windy through Christmas Eve and a 30% chance on Christmas Day itself. Belize City, 40% chance for not only showers, but a rumble of thunder Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a 50% chance on Christmas Day itself. Cancun and Cozumel, 40 Tuesday, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, a 30% chance. Jamaica's best rain chances are tomorrow, and then a 30% chance Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. The Dominican Republic's rain chances stay right around 50%. For Puerto Rico, again, elevated rain chances. 50 tomorrow, 60 Christmas Eve, 60 on Christmas Day. Pockets of heavy rain not out of the question. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, a 40% chance through Christmas Eve and a healthy 60% chance on Christmas Day itself. Again, fast-moving showers in and out quickly, but not completely dry either. Best rain chance for Bermuda will be on Christmas Eve. Building rain chances into Christmas Day in Anguilla up to a 50% chance. St. Kitts and Nevis, 40 tomorrow, a 60 on Christmas Day. Rain chances will be scattered in Antigua Barbuda through Christmas Eve, but a 60 on Christmas Day. Same thing for Montserrat. Guadeloupe has a 50% chance on Christmas Day. We're going to see more isolated to scattered rain throughout this period. Dominica, Martinique, and then more limited rain chances. St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines through Christmas Day. Barbados's rain chances is highest on Christmas Eve, a little bit lower Christmas Day itself. Not a lot of rain for Grenada, T&T. Scattered rain for Suriname and Guyana, Nueva Esparta in the ABC Islands, mainly dry through Christmas Day itself. A lot of wind means a lot of kicked up sea conditions, especially in the exposed waters of the Atlantic, but that cold front is able to bring in some pretty gnarly wave heights to portions of the Caribbean as well. The windward side of the Lesser Antilles, likely to see elevated sea conditions. Again, this time of the year, marine advisories are fairly common, especially when we're talking about the small craft advisories, but you get into the Bahamas and again, gale warnings are out there. Winds could be up to around 35 and 40 knots. So rain, watch that boundary push south and it just carries the better rain chance with it and then it stalls out. And there's your band from west to east of the most significant rain. Again, the Caribbean coastline of Quintana Roo, Belize, Guatemala, the northern sides of Honduras, including San Pedro Sula and La Ceiba areas. Some heavier rain, northern coastline of Jamaica, the northern coast of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, portions of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Not as much rain northwest Bahamas, not as much rain in our southeast areas. A couple of spots for the week ahead likely to get a few inches of rain. 3-4 inches of rain, not out of the question in some areas at 75 to 100 millimeters. Friends, I appreciate you guys. You can follow us across all of our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. You want to send me a picture to video to tell the weather story in your area, it is mymediamundo@gmail.com. You have a question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comments section below. Couple of notes. This will be the last live stream for 2025. I want to wish each of you a very Merry Christmas and a very happy start to 2026. Thank you to continue to support the channel. It means the world. Without your support, I can't keep continuing to do this. So thank you for taking time to tune in and find enough about this channel to do so. We have a lot of exciting changes coming in 2026 for the channel. I'm not ready to announce those yet, but I will coming up as we get into January. So look for that. And again, if you are a member, I'll kind of give you the sneak peek first. Friends, I appreciate you guys. Have a happy, safe, and healthy holidays to you and your family. Please take care. From my family to yours, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you at the start of 2026. And please remember that Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the Lien Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. They offer free consultation and policy reviews to get wind, hail, hurricane damage. They'll walk you through the insurance claim process. It is lienonmelaw.com for more information. Friends, from a very grateful myself and my family, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you soon right here at Meteo Mundo.